You know what I noticed lately about women that talk about stories with the narcissist? Is that we don't go into detail of what they did. I might laugh and joke about my get backs on that narcissist. However, I will say there was a long period of time where I was debating my sanity, wondering to myself, because I'll be honest, as a human being, you would never think that someone would purposely or intentionally go out their way to hurt you. Like, seriously. And I'm going to go over some of my experiences and I'll explain certain things he did, okay? So, the first thing I noticed is in the beginning, he was perfect, he was kind, he wanted to do things, we went out places and stuff like that. Then, near around about the 7th or 8th month, I want to say that's when he started to get mean. It would start off with small shit like, are you having a moment? And him just trying to make it seem like I was crazy for just questioning something that he said that just didn't seem right to me. Like I said, he didn't start changing until like around the 6th, 7th, or 7th month, I would say. I'm not good with time frames. However, we would go to bars and stuff in the beginning and hang out and go places. But then all of a sudden, I noticed he would be very distant, very mean, very, I don't know, it seemed feminine, like attitude of a female, really. That's all I can describe it. Always nitpicking everything, and I would just look at you and look at him and be like, damn, am I the woman or you? So he had his house, and sometimes he would get off at 10 o'clock, and we would try to arrange things to go out somewhere that evening. And he would sit me downstairs for like 2 hours, to the point where some of my friends didn't even believe that it was happening like that. They thought I was over exaggerating, until one time I called one of my friends and just sat on the phone with her and be like, yeah, see, he was it. Not only, and I'm a solutionist, I'm like, all right, well, you gotta, I guess, take hours to get dressed, so okay, I'll just take a nap. Then he would complain about me napping, and he was like, oh, you're always asleep. Well, you're always making me wait, so what do you expect me to do? I'm sitting down here in a downstairs for like 2 hours. At least I can catch a nap or something. See, what I think is he didn't like that it didn't distress me, because I would just do something else. It's like, oh, I'm gonna just take a nap. And that would get mad, because I think, looking back at it, he seriously wanted me to feel some kind of way about sitting there alone by myself. Oh, it gets worse though. So when he finally gets downstairs and go out, and we get into the car and we're driving towards the city, he asked me to make suggestions of where to go, and he complains about every suggestion. Now, mind you, this going on for months. And it's taking a while for me to get to the point where I'm like, are you doing this on purpose? Or is this intentional? Are you just trying not to go anywhere with me at this point? Because it seems like insanity, because in the beginning, none of this was going on. This was not going on at all. Then, on top of that, I started to test it out, because it was starting to seem intentional, and it was happening a lot. So I would take a note of all of the places he suggested and remember them and make those as suggestions as well, right? And he would deny those as well. And he would say, oh, something wrong with it. Oh, I don't want chicken, or I don't want this, and I don't want that. Or he would make some kind of complaint, and he would leave the burden on me to pick these places and give me the extra stress of dealing with his attitude with everything. So at some point, I was like, well, you pick. I'm getting annoyed by this at this point. Then we would barely go anywhere, because by the time of arguing and discussing where we could go, and me trying to look up places and all kinds of stuff, he would complain. I'll have like places saved in my phone and tell him each one, and each one by one he would deny and say nope, nope, nope. Mind you guys, these are months of dates, months of failures, months of this going on over and over and over again, and me losing my mind, wondering like, Is it me? Is it you? What is going on? Because at some point, I'm like, I can't be at fault 100% of the fucking time. There is no fucking way. I'm very scientific based. I'm like, ain't no way I'm 100% of the fault for every fucking damn time we go out. You that's the manipulation. And when we got in an accident and arguments, he would go straight to blaming me for the last guy that tried to kill me, and he would be like, I could see why he tried to kill you, and all kinds of stuff. It was really bad. Like, some of the stuff I can't really mention without breaking into tears. And I think that a lot of women don't talk about these experiences because they might feel like they're going to break out in tears. Like, seriously, trying to break out in tears, trying to explain that I thought he was a good guy, but after months and months and months and months and months of seeing something else and being confused by what I know him as and by what he is today, I'm like, yeah, they had a mask on. And so it's very confusing to see that slip of the mask and then see this new person, and you're seeing this new person with the same skin as the person you thought you knew, only to find out these motherfuckers just enjoy just having pure intent to hurt people. It's like their life source or something. But he wasn't very good at manipulating me. That's the problem. I think it has something to do with my ADHD and autism, but still, he would do something and I'd be like, yeah, but that's not what you said. You said you wanted me to look up places. I looked up places. If you have a complaint about what I'm looking up, why did you suggest me to look up places you're going to complain about everything that I tell you about? And this is the creme de la la. This is how I knew it was absolutely intentional, because when I broke up with him and I was like, I don't want to be with you anymore, and I told him why. I explained everything he did, and I was like, I would like to believe you have good intentions, but I looked at him, I was like, but nigga, I think you hate me. I remember looking him dead in the fucking eyes and be like, do you hate me? He didn't really say anything when I said that. Then he was like, oh, you want to go on a date? I'll take you on a date. I'll do whatever it is you want, whatever. And I asked him a simple question. Is it one date or is it a date for lifetimes? And he was like, not a date for lifetimes. And I just got out the car, walked out, and never even thought about it again. I let that man go after that, because I was like, you're not about to play in my face and do all this. I'll tell you about the vacation in the next story, because this is running a little long, but there was times where he tried to ask me to plan vacations. Then I couldn't get the vacations done because he wasn't giving me any information, and then after that, he would blame me. But there was a way that I realized that was intentional too, and I'll tell y'all about it next time. But remember, God loves you and I love you too, but not in a weird way. But also remember, when you are in a situation with yourself and you're asking yourself if you're crazy, chances are you're not. Because crazy people don't question if they're crazy. And with that, I say goodbye.